The room is too small, too hot. In the dark, the flickering security displays cast long shadows on the walls. There's a stretch of TVs in front of you, each showing an overexposed snapshot of a different space. A hallway, a lobby, an open door, an elevator. You've had this job for a few months now. You know the drill. Strangers stumbling in off the street, guests wandering to their rooms, staff pushing carts of linens and chemicals. There's never much to see, never much to tell. Beyond the doors, Los Angeles stretches, dirt and dreams swirling together in the gutter. And here, tourists and drug addicts swipe cards and fall into beds, their dreams bleeding into the walls of a building that's stood since the 20s. In its time, it's seen starlets and stalkers, knife-slit smiles and fatal falls. Curse, the whispers say. Haunted, they allege. You never believed the stories. Never thought a building could hold memory. But as you watch the middle screen, eyes wide, you start to wonder, is there something different about the Cecil? As you watch, the young woman dressed in red huddles to the back of the elevator, fear peeling off her pixelated frame. She darts forward, fingers curling to clutch the door as she looks down the hall, confirming something exists beyond the frame before backing into the wall once more. What is she seeing, you wonder? Why do you feel eyes on you as you lean close enough for the screen's static to lick your skin? This is Remnants. I'm Emily.
And I'm Kayla.
Turn on your nightlight.
Pour something strong.
You'll be up long before the story is done, or after. After. It's fine. We can leave it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We talked about reworking it anyways.
Fuck that intro.
Yeah, you're done. Get out of here.
Done. The only intro I could ever get right is one that's just hello, and even then,
sometimes like, wait, is it welcome? Is it hello?
Do I say hello like hello, or do I say hello? Hello.
Salutations.
Salutations.
That's what we should say.
Salutations. Welcome to our show. Here we talk about ghosts.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
We wrangle ghosts.
We wrangle them, and we stuff them inside the porcelain dolls in this room.
No.
Caleb looks so concerned.
One of these days, I'm just going to, sneak them into your house.
I will break them.
Well,
we
didn't pay a lot for them.
No.
So.
I'm sure I've mentioned one of my grandmas, she decided I needed porcelain dolls, and I had about 15. I hated them. But since we were I was not. My mom was like, well, I can't let grandma feel bad. She lined them up on my dresser facing my bed, and I couldn't sleep at night as a kid because I would just lay there staring at these dolls, and I'd get so tired that I'd start imagining, I was like, oh my God, the doll's head just moved, or its eyes blinking.
Yeah, I don't even have a fear of dolls, but I think, having, things with eyes, watching you
at
sleep.
Night, yeah.
Especially as a kid.
Yeah, no, I was like, they're gonna murder me, these dolls. And I still hate them. Yeah,
what happened to your porcelain doll collection?
I think they encountered an accident.
Ah.
They're at the bottom of the river.
They are no longer with us.
They're in thousands of pieces in a box under the river.
Well, that's a story.
I can't give away all my secrets. Not that one. All right. Well, do you have anything happen to you since we talked last, other than our experience with uncomfortable chairs and elderly backs?
Yeah, Emily and I met up earlier today to work on our notes, and we were super cute, delicious coffee shop, but the chairs, especially sit in them for 3 hours, well, back hurts.
I stand up and my lower back smarts, and I hunch over like old grandpa. I'm like, oh God.
I could get my heating pad.
Yeah, that's how we're going to pregame trivia, eating pads.
Oh, yes, you must wish us luck. We are going to Harry Potter movie trivia, which I think...
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. Wait, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
I think I will fare better with movie trivia than the books, because, I mean, I'm a huge fan of the books, but it's been a while since I've read them.
It's been a while.
So I don't, if there's any, I don't know, there's probably really hard trivia, because you can't have, like, basic Harry Potter trivia, because everyone would win, so.
Yeah, no, I expect nothing. I'm just there for vibes.
We're there for, it's at our favorite winery. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we're just gonna have
probably gonna be Harry Potter music
if we can get half of the questions right, I will be very proud of us.
It's gonna be like specifically like actors' names and
I'm good with that.
I've got Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson,
Rupert Grint.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I
Tom Felton.
Yes. It depends on who you want me to name.
That's all I got now.
Alan Rickman.
There you go. Maggie?
Oh my god, Maggie Smith.
Maggie
I was
Smith.
Like, for a second on my
Maggie
brain.
McGonagall.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that is not right.
So we're gonna win. Totally.
Yeah.
All right.
This is, do you have any updates before we talk about your topic?
I don't think so. No, nothing exciting has happened. No spooky things.
I feel like that's kind of just January. Oh,
this isn't really an update, but we saw a horror movie that's coming out in March that is so, like, up our alley. It's literally about podcast hosts who, like, get this, like, audio sent in and they have to decode it, and it's summoning a demon or something, and it comes out the week of my birthday. I mean,
that's pretty perfect. So I feel like I have to go see it with Emily.
Practically perfect in every way, and you have to see a horror movie with me, and I hope it's terrifying. It's A24, so high hopes.
Yes, and I do those kind of horror movies. I don't mind as much. I just don't like the gore, like the Saw.
There shouldn't be gore in it. I can't imagine it, but it should be.
I'll do it for your birthday.
I appreciate that very much.
I'll make you see something terrible for my birthday. I don't know, what is there a genre you hate though?
Not really.
I was gonna say, I don't think.
No, I don't judge like
you can make me suffer more.
I can. I find the joy in most things.
Yeah.
Even if you take me to like a, I don't know, history documentary, I'll still mostly be entertained.
Or you'll be like, this is a good nap time.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, don't worry, I'll just wake me up when it's done.
We equally as happy.
We did watch a movie on New Year's Eve, and I fell asleep through that, so...
But you had already seen
it. But still. Talk about boring.
Yeah, but you had worked that day, and, like,
True.
New Year's Eve was like a Wednesday this year, so, like, it was, you know...
Yeah.
Middle of a work week.
I keep showing people movies and shows and sleeping through it. I was watching a show with Yulon, and he just stopped it, and he's like, you're just snoring. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm tired. It was Mindhunter. I like Mindhunter.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
But my mind was not hunted.
And it was like, I am hunting sleep.
Yeah, it found it. Always do.
Right.
Well, if that's it, then we can get into today's topic, which isn't funny, but I can intro it with a funny story.
Okay.
So it's the case of Elisa Lam and the Cecil Hotel, and I have had a strange fixation with this story for a while. I think it's just all the elements of it just make it kind of compelling, where you've got like a true crime aspect, you have the mystery, and there's a bit of supernatural, paranormal, like urban legend kind of tied to it. And when Kayla and I were at a bachelorette party, 4 years ago now almost? 3-4 years?
Definitely
three for sure.
Yeah, I think it was 3 years. A little over 3 years ago.
So it's 3 years ago. She took me because it was for a group of people she wasn't familiar with. So I was going...
So I'm like, you're coming with me.
Yeah. So we're with a group of people we just don't vibe with. And we've spent the whole day there. And there's light drinking, but like for some reason we just couldn't ever get drunk. And
yeah, no one in the group really got drunk. It was a funny bachelorette
You're just
party.
in that annoying spot of like, why am I not drunk? Yeah. I keep trying.
I think it's because we kept going to different places and like sobering up, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, like because we didn't stay one place very long. So
yeah. So we were just at this one bar, and I don't know, there's just awkward conversation, and I don't know, I guess I was just over it, and I was like, hey, did you guys hear about this girl who died in a water tank? And they found out because people were drinking the water and they realized it tasted like a dead body. And then it got so quiet.
It's almost like like a scene in a movie.
It was fantastic. It's one of my moments of pride. It's just like, I used to just suffer in silence, and now I make everyone suffer with me.
Yeah. I wish I could remember, probably because I was, like, slightly tipsy. I can't remember, like, aside from then I don't know what then broke the awkward silence.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but it was great.
It was great. I think about that sometimes, and I'm like, huh, look at me go. Well, now I'm going to make you all feel that way, and we're going to talk about the story, but we're going to be serious now because that was a really bad, dark joke. I get it. I make them. I mean, come on. We have this podcast. It's going to happen. But, you know, it is a sad story. So we're going to start with kind of talking about Elisa a little bit. Elisa Lam was a Tumblr girl back when the aesthetic was still being built. So she was back, like, she was born in 1990.
Well, and the Tumblr, like, the social media.
Yes,
like,
sorry.
Not for those of you that might be like, I don't even remember the days of Tumblr.
Who doesn't remember the days? It's still a thing.
Is it still, like,
yeah.
You can still post to it?
Uh-huh.
No.
It's kind of coming back now that, you know, the 2000s are vintage.
Yeah,
so people are like, I'm going to get a Tumblr because all the cool vintage 2000s people that we still make fun of because their old millennials had them.
Yeah.
But, you know, she had her Tumblr blog back when it was new and everybody knew what it was without needing to be reminded, but...
I still want people thinking, like, she was a gymnast?
Who would think that?
I don't know.
Everybody's, okay, poll. When you hear Tumblr, do you think, oh, the blog, or gymnastics? I almost forgot the word. I almost said gymnasium.
Maybe because I'm, like, we're thinking about, like, putting my niece in, like, tumbling classes. So, like, I'm like, maybe I have it. Maybe I'm the problem.
Well, you're definitely the problem. I think, now that we're on the word tumble, I just think of... I think of the orc when Aragorn falls. Aragorn? Wow! When Aragorn falls off the cliff, he took a tumble. The ADHD. I'm having a Celsius right now, and it's
hitting.
Paired with the coffee that I already had, I'm like, whoa!
When it was like Vietnamese coffee, which I think is stronger.
Well, I'm feeling something.
Okay, back to serious.
Sorry. Okay. So, anyways. She was a girl, very much probably like how you and I were. She was interested in books and fashion, and her wall was just kind of filled with pictures of that and quotes from her favorite movie. And it's important that we remember the person beyond the footage that everybody's seen, and we'll get into that a little bit more. I mean, she was a 21-year-old girl, and she was a university student from Vancouver. Her blog, I'm probably going to say it wrong, but it's Nouvelle Nouveau. It still lives online. I was looking at it earlier today. I think the actual, it's not an active board anymore, but you can see her archive and kind of see, you know, the images that she reposted and everything. And it's just kind of, it's like a weird memoriam. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about memorial. Yeah. We were talking about it a little bit earlier today. It's just like how things you post like that won't really ever go away. Like, there are going to be so many people that you can just look up their internet activity, their social media and everything, and it's almost like just this living history, which is just bizarre, especially when you know that there's a timeline associated with this person.
And you're gonna just see when it stops.
Yeah.
And then there's not gonna ever be anything more. Mm-hmm. So it is kind of a weird thing.
So and on that note, like, the updates ended the month of her death, which, I mean, she disappeared at the end of January 2013. And she passed, well, probably then as well, but, you know, don't specifically know. There's a quote from the author, Chuck Palahniuk. He's the author of Fight Club and some really weird-ass books, but there's a quote from him at the top of her blog that reads, "You're always haunted by the ideas that you're wasting your life," which is interesting. And I think, like, that author kind of encapsulates who she was a lot as a person, because a lot of his novels are very introspective and they're like questioning reality in a way. And she did struggle a lot with mental health. She had diagnosed depression, she had bipolar disorder, she had a lot going on, and it was being treated. Like, she was on medication, she was using her blog to kind of help work through the issues and like live process them. And I think that was a big part of the blog, was having a place to sort of write down what she was experiencing, because I think there was a bit of like dissonance where she kind of didn't always feel real in a way. And I think with Chuck Palahniuk being an author that she pulled for the line that just is the header of her blog, I think that's a really big, I don't know, an indication of who she might have been and how she felt. But she, in 2013, took a solo trip to California. So I guess she flew to San Diego, and she most likely drove down to LA from there. And she kind of just traveled and explored the West Coast. And when she went to LA, she checked into the historic Cecil Hotel. During her travels, Elisa stayed in contact with her family. She sent them postcards, made frequent phone calls. She kind of did everything you're supposed to do. Like, she was, yes, traveling alone, which does have its risks, but as far as everybody knew, she was fine, and she was still posting to her blog, and she's taking her medication. Like, everything was fine as far as anyone could see. So when Elisa checked into the Cecil, I guess at the time, and I don't know if it was like common for the hotel or if it was just specific rooms, but she was more in a hostel situation where she had a room, but she was sharing it with a few other girls that were traveling. And the specifics of what she was kind of experiencing and how she was acting at this time are a little vague, because we only have like secondhand like encounters. We have what the hotel staff is willing to share. We have what people who saw her share. But what we do know is that when she was at the Cecil, she was apparently behaving in an odd way. We don't necessarily know what that means, if she was being disruptive, if she was being, like, if she was having some sort of something acting up. Yeah, if she was manic. I was like, word.
I was like, I think this is the word Emily's going
I don't know. I'm going to say every other word but the one I need. Because of this, the girls that she was staying with requested that she be moved. So she was moved out of the joint room into a room where she spent time by herself. We don't know exactly what happened. We don't know if that was a situation where being alone contributed to what was going to happen, but that happened. So she's in a private room. This is sort of, I don't know, it's a fact that always stood out to me about Elisa's time. Elisa, I always want to say Eliza. Elisa's time in LA is that the last place that she's known to have gone aside from the Cecil is a bookstore called The Last Bookstore. And it's a popular bookstore in downtown LA.
Yeah.
And she literally, this is the day she goes missing. She goes there and she's buying gifts for her family. Like, that's not the activity of somebody who knows they're going to do something, or even somebody, which it's hard to say, that's not somebody who's in, like, a crisis, because those things can happen so fast. Like,
right. Well, I think, like, if she was having, like, a depressive episode, I would think you're not thinking of other, like, buying gifts for others.
You would think.
But, I mean, I don't know.
Especially with medication, too, just do one thing that for some reason doesn't jive with it. You never, especially with, like, bipolar meds. Right. But regardless, that's where she goes. She buys gifts, and the manager who helped Elisa purchase the gifts at the time described her as being outgoing, very lively, and very friendly. So it's just kind of an interesting thing, and it's almost like so bizarre to think that she's doing something that would have been so normal to her, so normal to us. Like, it's, yeah, if we were in LA, we probably would have gone to the bookstore and like, oh, I'm going to buy souvenirs for my family. But that was probably one of the last normal things she did. And we just probably won't know why. Which is another interesting thing. Like, if this case happened, like, now, just a few years later, there would be CCTV footage freaking everywhere. Oh, yeah. Like, 2013 is that cusp of, like, there is a lot. Right. But still, like, I don't know, could you, like, phone tracking, I don't know if it was quite sophisticated. Right, because she probably didn't have, like... Because I got my first iPhone in 2012. That's where I'm kind of sure. Like, so like, that's right around when I got my first smartphone too. But even then, I don't think the tracking was the same. And, right. I don't think it really. Yeah, like did it like it does today. Yeah. So it's just if this happened a few years later, we might have had more answers, or maybe this wouldn't have even happened. Yeah. But because her phone might have been able to ping like her exact movements. Right. Kind of thing. At least know like, okay, so she was here, she went up here, whatever. She wasn't alone. We don't know. Right. So moving on from kind of a look at Elisa as a person. Oh my God, I'm never going to say your name right. Elisa. I don't know why I'm struggling so much, but just know I'm stupid. No. And I'm aware. No, when we do my episode, I have some names that I know I'm going to butcher, so yeah, it's fine. Well, mine's one friggin' name, and I keep saying it 3 different ways. So, as I said, the last normal day for Elisa was January 31st, 2013. She shopped for books, roamed the city, bought gifts for her family, and there was no urgency, nothing to indicate that things had gone sour. Elisa's parents started to worry when she missed a scheduled call with them, just one of their regular check-ins, and that was the first sign that something wasn't quite right. The official missing person report was filed on February 1st, 2013. And
did her family?
Yeah, they're like, hey, she's traveling alone. So I think that they kind of framed it like she's traveling alone. She has these mental health conditions. We're worried. We haven't heard from her. We've had these check-ins. This is the first one she's missed. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's a 21-year-old girl in LA. I mean,
it's like the biggest city in the U.S.
Yeah. So the LAPD start their search for Elisa, knowing that the Cecil was her last location. They have her diagnoses and the reports of odd behavior in mind, so they're wondering if drugs or a mental health crisis contributed to her disappearance. So that's kind of where they're operating from. Like maybe there was foul play in the fact that maybe she met the wrong people and did something maybe she shouldn't have, or, you know, maybe she was having a mental health crisis. You're traveling, there's stress, something could have happened. During the early search, no signs of Elisa are found, not even when dogs are brought into the search. And I mean, they search the hotel. They do go upstairs, like to the roof where she is later found. We'll get into that more, but they go to the roof and don't get any hits on her in that early time, which is interesting. You don't know, like maybe it was just hard to pick up on her. Maybe she wasn't there yet. I don't know. So during this time, the media picks up on the story and it starts spreading, and the disappearance there's so much mystery to it that it gets the wheels in their head spinning, and that kind of escalates dramatically when the footage that a lot of people have probably seen of her is distributed. And we can post a video of this on our social, but if you haven't seen the footage, it's Elisa, and she is in an elevator, and it's really bad, like CCTV footage, but she's kind of huddled in the back of the elevator. She moves forward. She presses a bunch of buttons, like to get it moving. The doors don't move. She looks outside, pulls back in. Then she kind of goes back outside and lingers in the hallway. The door is still open, which is a weird thing. That
is weird.
Like the door, and this is why people associate this with the paranormal a lot, is like she looks like she's talking to something. She looks like she's looking at something. The door doesn't close. She's just really, it's odd behavior. There's no way around it. Like,
yeah, if you watch it, you'll...
Yeah, it's unsettling. But, I mean, it doesn't have to be paranormal. It's likely not with her case. But at the same time, and we'll get into this a little bit more later, there's a reason why this story kind of stays top of mind. It's hard to dismiss some of the peculiarities from it. Like, there could be a very simple, logical explanation, but there's some weird things that exist alongside of it, and it kind of keeps the case from dying, really.
And I think even in some ways, if there's a logical explanation, it's like, how do you still explain a couple of these things? Like,
right, like, there could be logical, but, like, it's just so bizarre at the same time.
Like, maybe it is, like, she's on
right.
drugs, but, like, then why is the door staying open?
Right.
Anyways, I'm sure.
Yeah, the door staying open is, that's one of the details that's just like, So, the release of this video kind of shifts the disappearance from an unsolved mystery to almost a horror story. Weeks after her disappearance, guests at the Cecil began reporting foul-smelling dark water pouring from the taps in their rooms. This leads LAPD back to the roof of the Cecil, where they find Elisa's decomposing body in the water tank. And this is 19 days after her initial disappearance. And whether she got there by her own hands or by another, Elisa managed to get up the ladder into the water tank, lifted this heavy latch at the top of the water tank, and got into it. And I know her clothes were, like, off, and they don't know. It could have been, like, a hypothermia situation where, like, you start thinking you're hot because you're actually freezing.
Right.
And she might have taken it off, or did somebody take them off of her and then put her in the tank and throw her clothes in? She was in the tank for so long that there was really not a lot of evidence left on her body. But they could tell that, you know, they don't think there was an assault. They don't think any other violence occurred. She died by drowning. And I believe in the tank there was, like, sand or gravel, but that came from the roof. Like, it's what was on the roof. It wasn't something that they could tie somewhere else. So The coroner officially said that it was an accident, her death, an accidental drowning caused by her bipolar disorder. And that's kind of the official story, but the internet's never fully bought that. Which it's hard to, because you can't... I've never... Like, I can see it happening. Logically, I could see it happening, but how could somebody experiencing an actual crisis like that be able to do all those things? But like, it's possible. I know it is. It just seems crazy, but that doesn't mean it can't happen.
Except for, I remember, because I was living in LA at the time that this happened.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you were.
And it's been so long since I've looked at the details, but I feel like there was something about, they said it would have been impossible for her to lift that lid on her own.
They do say that, yeah.
So let's say, yes, okay, she did she had an episode and, I don't know, was trying to commit suicide. How did she get that lid to the water?
And she was small. She was a small girl. And
so there
and it was closed when they went back. Like, can you close it from the inside?
Yeah, so there had to be someone...
And at the very least, there were errors on the hotel staff's part because it was supposed to be like locked. Like, you weren't supposed to be able to get on the roof. I'm pretty sure the water tank was also supposed to be locked. This should never have been able to happen.
Yeah, because you don't want someone like contaminating your water.
Like, it should
disgruntled employee.
It should be impossible for somebody to get themselves up there, get themselves in the water tank, and then drown.
Well, and also, like, I mean, not that, like, we snuck onto roofs in college, like, but I would assume it's locked access to the roof, or it should be.
Yeah, there was only, like, you can get there through fire escapes, and there was a door that they could get through, and I did watch a documentary, and I know that it was supposed to be locked. They weren't supposed to be able to get up there. Which leads you to believe, like, okay, was somebody else involved? Did somebody, like, from the staff go up there with her? And, I mean, foul play would make a lot more sense than this just happening.
Yes.
But at the same time, I feel like if a body was in a water tank for 19 days... I feel like a lot of evidence would be gone.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like I know that, yeah.
I would think any fingerprints that might have been on her clothes.
I know they said they couldn't see any signs of, like, an assault, but, like, water decomposes a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you might not have been able to tell anymore. I mean, obviously, I'm not a coroner, so...
Yeah, and did it affect a toxology report?
Yeah.
I would think it would.
Yeah, and I do think she had, like, some of her prescribed medications. She didn't have anything else in her system, though. So, like...
Because part of me would think, like, I never really spent much time in downtown LA when I lived there around the same year because it was...
that's a reason not to go down there.
You don't really hang out in downtown LA. It's not safe.
Well, I mean, especially where the Cecil is.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of areas of LA aren't safe, but downtown in particular, you just don't go there.
Well, and Cecil's literally, like, right on the cusp of Skid Row. So it's the worst place you could go.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
But it still seems, I don't know, it just seems kind of unlikely she'd be targeted, but I don't know.
But she's a girl alone.
Well, I guess not that she'd be, but like, this is the method they chose to kill her. I don't know, it just seems very, like,
Which then that goes back to, okay, maybe this was something that happened when she was experiencing a mental health crisis. And, you know... But then who knows? Like, it seems really impossible. It just seems impossible.
Which is why it's such a fascinating story and has paranormal elements.
Yeah, and...
well, in the Cecil, I don't know, I think it's a pretty famously haunted hotel.
Yeah, and we're actually going to segue into the paranormal aspect now. No, it's fine. And I don't really get into, like, the hauntings of the actual, like, the specifics, but... The grainy footage filmed the night of Elisa's death turned the missing girl into an internet horror story. Few believe that the case is cut and dry, not in the way the LAPD concluded, and some people don't even believe she died due to human involvement or error. The Cecil is known to many to be a dark, dangerous place. Like I mentioned, it's perched right outside of Skid Row, and even without the supernatural, it's just not safe. Today, the hotel's been rebranded into kind of like a part boutique hotel, part apartment complex.
Interesting.
I'll have to find it. It was a while ago that I watched it. But this guy, like, okay, so the Cecil it's not the Cecil anymore, but the building itself is known to just have the most, like, dangerous high crime rates. Like, it's horrible. And this guy... you're not supposed to do this because it's so unsafe, but he got access to go into the Cecil, and then he had residents helping him kind of navigate through it, and it's almost like the higher up you go, the more dangerous it gets. And it's just like, he meets residents that are there, and like they're people, and you can tell most of these people are on some sort of drug.
Yeah.
But they're people that are saying they're sensitives, and they're saying, like, psychic people, whatever. Mm-hmm. They're saying that they just feel like there's a dark presence in the hotel. Not like a singular one, but almost like the hotel itself is a dark entity. And other residents say they see spirits all the time, and there's just people who've been murdered there, people who've died from overdoses. I mean, long before even LA became what it is now, when the hotel existed in the 20s, like, it's associated and tied to the Black Dahlia.
Yeah.
It's not, like, specifically stated, but it's believed to be one of the last places she was seen. And it just had, like, people have been thrown out of the windows. People have just been murdered left and right. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, stayed there. Or the Night Stalker, is that his name? I think so. Close. Richard Ramirez stayed there after he committed multiple murders. That's where he hid. It's just had a history of pulling in darkness for whatever reason. And it's almost like it's lingered. It's actually the hotel in American Horror Story Hotel.
Oh, yes.
It's based off of the Cecil.
That's right.
So it's kind of like an LA icon, and it's terrifying. Like, it does seem like there's something there. Like, almost like enough bad people went there that something kind of just got left over.
There's just this evil energy.
Yeah, and it just almost like infects the people that go there. And even the guy who was kind of walking through it, he was more like an urban explorer than like a supernatural guy, but he just said that it just felt off, which you're probably just terrified, but like, he was being led through by a security guard, basically. And
he's still...
Mm-hmm, and he's telling him, like, all the real-life dangers of the people that are literally going to just murder you. And then he's like, but also, you know, this elevator's haunted. I'll tell you why. It's nuts. So, kind of going back to our current story, like, many people believe that this darkness possessed Elisa to kill herself. And some even believe that an internet game popularized in the 2010s led Elisa to her death. And we're going to get into that a little bit. Mm-hmm. The elevator game is an urban legend born on Korean message boards. It's more like a dare, kind of like a Bloody Mary type thing. Okay. It's just a game people spread and like, oh, I dare you to play this because you're going to play it, and guess what? Fucking ghost's going to stab you in the face.
Sounds fun. Let's do it.
Sort of like that. So, what ties Elisa Lam to the elevator game is the footage. People saw the footage of her in the elevator and they thought, like, oh shit, it looks like she's playing this game that I saw online. I mean, it's kind of an interesting tie-in to see this strange footage taken before a girl goes missing, and then to see a game specifically called the elevator game. And when you see, or when you hear what the results of the game are, it's kind of even more compelling. Just be like, oh, this fits so well, like, narratively. I don't know if it's realistic, but it fits. So, was Elisa playing this game before she ended up in the water tank, and did it kill her? Let's go over the rules and maybe you can see what you think.
Okay.
So, the rules to the elevator game are simple. Step 1, you enter an elevator alone in a building with at least 10 floors. Step 2, you visit the floors in this specific order: 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 5.
Okay.
Ignore anyone who enters the elevator. You just play the game, don't acknowledge them. But the most important thing, step 4, if a woman enters the elevator with you on the 5th floor, do not acknowledge her. Don't look at her, don't talk to her, nothing. She's not real.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's...
The woman is not real. The 5th floor is basically like her floor.
Okay.
So if she gets on the elevator with you on the 5th floor, she's basically an entity. And then step 5, if the game is successful, the elevator will stop on a floor that doesn't exist, and you will be in another world. Yeah, essentially the Twilight Zone. Pretty much. So it's a popular belief that Elisa found the game online and decided to play it during her stay at the Cecil. But is it true? Or maybe the truth is somewhere in the middle. A girl alone in a new city, experiencing a mental health crisis, playing a game she found online, and slipping into a reality where she thought she couldn't drown. Did she... I mean, I could see it, like, if you're already in a headspace where you could get confused, and she blends, she's on the line a lot, she's in a hotel. Maybe she was just having fun, but maybe she was in a weird in-between place. Maybe it does seem plausible that maybe it was a bit of both. Maybe she was playing it, but that kind of led her further into a delusion, possibly.
And maybe that could explain how she was able to lift the lid, too. It's like, you know, they talk about those feats of, like, moms are able to, like, lift up a car. But, like, if you're in such a mental... I don't know, and you think you can lift the lid, you somehow miraculously can?
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. Elisa's death was likely the result of poor hotel maintenance and management, like we mentioned. Like, none of that should have been accessible by her. And maybe, like, a lapse in medication or stress brought on by travel. I mean, it's probably unlikely that there is a paranormal aspect, but I do think it's very likely that they are tied in some way. Maybe one led to the other, like the existence of the story led her to do this, and maybe there just is something in the Cecil that kind of makes these things happen. Like, even if what happened to her wasn't strictly paranormal, it almost seems like the hotel itself just makes bad things happen, or it's just
put her in a state.
Despite this, I mean, her death has become entombed in the folklore of LA, another horror story etched into the walls of a hotel that eats darkness. We may never know what happened to Elisa, but it helps to remember who she was. A girl, like us. Who knows what she'd be doing now if luck had been different? I mean, maybe she would have even been listening to this podcast. Either way, that's the story. You know, it's kind of a condensed version, but I don't know. That one's always fascinated me.
It is a very crazy story because there's so many.
And there's a lot of movies, too, that are kind of, like, based off of it. Like, there's the Dark Water movie where it literally, like, someone drowns in the water tank and then their spirit kind of haunts the water in the house. And then there's, this isn't directly Elisa Lam, but I watched, when I was, I had a day where I was very sick and I was dog sitting for Kayla's parents and I rediscovered I had a Shudder subscription. So I just watched horror movies all day with this poor old blind dog who's probably terrified.
Nah, she's fine.
Yeah,
she couldn't see it.
Yeah, one of the movies I watched was The Elevator Game. And it was actually really good.
Okay.
I mean, it was like a low-budget horror movie, but I mean, they played the game like that. The lady came in, 5th floor, all the things. And it was like a paranormal... Actually, we should watch it. It was like a paranormal YouTube team. And they just went to these locations. I mean, they all fucking died, but, you know.
Well, I mean, you can't expect happy endings in horror movies. Very rare.
But yeah, I mean, that case is pretty much... It's kind of an urban legend at this point, but it's true.
But it is true, yeah. It is a wild story.
Yeah. And that scene, it's just, I don't know. I still, even though I know a lot of the facts of it, I still just don't know what I think about it. Part of me feels like it's almost impossible that there was not foul play involved. Like,
just somehow.
Yeah.
In some part of it.
Right. And, like, for somebody to die in such a way in that place, like, I just feel like a safe assumption is somebody did it. Because
I still think it's pretty kind of crazy to think that she could have gotten herself into that water tank, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I get, like, maybe if somebody in their right mind, maybe they're I know they're capable of a lot more than we expect, but
or maybe the lid was somehow propped open.
Yeah, like if it was open and maybe it fell shut.
Yeah,
like maybe she really thought she was just swimming and thought she'd be fine, but the lid closed on her. Or even
maybe a ghost lured her and said there's a pool on the roof. Or
I mean, it's possible. Or a ghost closed it. Yeah. I don't know. And to think of the way that she was finally found, like, I mean, people were taking showers in the water. It was tap water.
Yeah, then that whole part of it is a whole other level of horror.
I do think, I think by that time there were some actual long-term residents in the Cecil. So there are people that it was kind of like their apartment.
Yeah.
And so it was just, it's not a good story. And I don't know. I guess it's, this is why it's important to make sure you're keeping tabs on your people as much as you can.
Yeah. That's
why I stalk Kayla.
Yes, we share each other's locations.
Yeah. Whenever we're meeting up, sometimes I just pull it up and watch her little face get closer. Not creepy at all.
No,
totally fine.
Shows you care.
Exactly.
Okay.
I care so much that I want to know where you are every second of every day.
Yes.
But that's my story for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If your water tastes funny, look on the roof.
And, don't be pressing random buttons in an elevator.
Yeah, don't play the elevator game.
Yeah, that's what I would
Or do, and record it and tell us what happens. I gave you the instructions. Rewind.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. I don't like elevators.
Yeah.
So you gotta do it for me. Go get your ass haunted. Go to a parallel dimension.
Tell us what happens.
Tell us what happens. Report from the other world, please.
Yes.
All right, I forgot our outro per usual.
Oh wait, well let's first do our in case this is your first time listening to us.
Plug.
You can follow us on Instagram at Remnants Paranormal. Mm-hmm. We also have a Facebook page, Remnants Paranormal. We have a TikTok at remnants.paranorm. And YouTube.
Yep.
Remnants Paranormal.
We've got a website in the works.
Yes, so hopefully one of these episodes soon we'll be able to tell you to go to our website. And please write us a review.
Please.
On Apple Podcasts.
Only if you say nice things and give us 5 stars.
Yes.
Or 5 stars and mean things is fine too.
But as long as it's 5 stars.
Yeah. You can say anything as long as it comes with 5 stars.
Yay!
You can give us a review of your favorite Taco Bell item.
Right. Yeah. I don't care what it is.
Yeah. Whatever. Instructions on playing the elevator game.
Yeah. I think now that's it for...
What is it? Stay spooky and stay...
curious.
Ah. Stay spooky.
And stay curious.
And don't ride the elevator at night.
Sound advice.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Blah, 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 blah. I can tell as soon as I try
How now, brown cow?
How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? Brown cow, how now, brown? I know as soon as I start talking seriously, I'm going to just get all tongue-tied.
I won't look at you.
Yeah, don't look.
I'll look at my phone. I'm not even listening to you.
Perfect. All right. Intro.